Hello and welcome to Oulton Park in Cheshire for the start of the 2012 Production Touring Car Trophy. Double race weekend to kick things off here at this fabulous Parkland circuit. The remaining 6 race weekends will all be triple headers. Oh, beautiful sunshine, a fantastically challenging circuit and a good crowd. And the man coming to pole position for the first time, Joe Girling.
Joe, congratulations, pole position for races today at Oulton Park.
Yeah, thank you. It's the first time I've managed to get on pole through earning it. I've had it on the reverse grid last year, but to actually get there and get it myself, it feels like a bit more of an achievement now.
It's a bit of a baptism of fire to come to Oulton Park as the first round. It's a very complicated circuit, but is it a circuit that you enjoy?
I do like the circuit. I've not actually driven a race car here until testing yesterday morning. We took to it really well. The Astra, it's a really good circuit for the Astra here. It's a nice light car, so it's good for chucking around the hairpin and through the chicane and everything. It takes well to that. So yeah, I'm pleased with the qualifying.
Well, great effort from Joe. First visit to Oulton Park. He sits on pole, closest to us in the Astra. Red, white and black car number 5, Gary Duckman, Seat Leon, away they go. Good start from Sarah Franklin in the Class B car. We're on board with Luke Caudle. Third place on the grid. Another red, white and black Seat Leon. And through go the men from row 4 of the grid. On board with Stuart Calder, disappointing start for him. Qualified 7th, he was outstarted by Sarah Franklin's little Fiat. Gets back in front as they come down the hill for the first time. Number 4 machine there, Anthony Williams, Renault McGann. Heading down, under braking to the island bend. Joe Girling, the race leader, squirreling under braking. Right behind him, Gary Duckman, who, like Joe, raced in the series last year. Caudle in 3rd place. Battle for 4th is the Astra of Steve Johnson ahead of the white McGann of Anthony Williams, but the Leeds trio breaking away very quickly. Joe Girling certainly benefiting from the expertise of British Touring Car champion Matt Neal, who's coaching him, claiming pole position, making a good start as well. Joe Girling's teammate Martin Johnson failing to make it out to the grid. Car was good in practice for 5th place on the grid, but a sticking brake caliper has left the team hunting for a replacement. They're trying to fix it as the race continues without him. Lead trio all together. Gary Duckman in the Seat in 2nd place and another Seat Leon. Luke Caudle behind him in 3rd spot. They've really pulled away from the man in 4th. That's Steve Johnson, car number 28. Anthony Williams in the white Renault McGann. And then Stuart Calder, 37, the red Astra. That's the battle, 4th, 5th and 6th. Lead trio heading into the first turn as the others come across the line, 4th, 5th and 6th. A little bit of smoke there from Steve Johnson's Astra. Deep line on the inside, very defensive against Anthony Williams. You saw him looking over his shoulder, and that is smoking quite badly. View from behind. Stuart Calder will be seeing and smelling that oil smoke down the inside of the Renault. That's a good move. And he's looking for 4th place as well. He's got the grip on the inside. He's got the racing line. It does look as though Steve Johnson is fighting back. Not sure that the Astra's in the best of health. It's still producing the speed. Interesting stuff. So up to 5th place has gone the red Astra of Stuart Calder. Swings out wide though, and he's losing traction. Alongside him and back past goes Anthony Williams in that white McGann, and he's got a good run going here. Over hilltop and down into the braking area for Hissy's chicane. It's the chicane at the Knickerbrook corner. And up to 4th goes the Renault. 5th and 6th still the 2 Vauxhall Astras. Smoky car of Steve Johnson ahead of Stuart Calder, who was actually faster in qualifying. Joe Girling still leading the race. Gary Duckman, Luke Caudle right with him. Reigning champion Adrian Churchill won the title the last 2 years in his Vauxhall Astra. Not racing, he debuted a new Ford Focus. Was quick enough for 3rd on the grid, but he's got clutch problems. Looks as though he will not score in the opening race weekend. On board, meanwhile, once more with Stuart Calder, chasing 28 Steve Johnson, as the Renault starts to creep away from them in 4th place. Joe Girling just starting to creep away as well from Gary Duckman. Girling, who's not raced on this track before, as we heard, having a really good time. Sarah Franklin all on her own in Class B in the 1400cc Fiat Abarth. It's the ultra-high performance version of the Cinquecento, the new 500, and that smoke has finally started. Alarm bells ringing inside the cockpit, I think. Steve Johnson heading into the pit lane. Their namesake Martin Johnson is still having his car worked on. Joe Girling, the race leader, pulling away now consistently from Gary Duckman. Girling's got his head down and charging, coming up behind the Abarth of Sarah Franklin. She stays out to the right, gives him the inside line, heading through towards Druids, the fast double right-hander. Great flowing circuit. Oulton Park, formerly the grounds of a stately home that burned down in the 1930s. Coming up here towards Lodge Corner, where the gate lodge was for the house. Dropping down through Dearly and up the other side. Oh dear, and there's a big problem for Stuart Calder. He's lost it somewhere. Gary Duckman in second place, pulling away quickly now from Luke Caudle in third. There's the fourth place man, Anthony Williams, in the McGann. Seems to be in cruise mode. Let's have a look at Stuart Calder. Hard on the brakes, locks the rear, oh, and just avoids the tyre wall. Well, you can see, even though he was a little bit on his own, still pushing very hard. Steve Johnson talking to the team. Retiring the car. Gonna go and park it in the paddock, see what they can do after the race, before race 2. Try and find out whatever it is that ails the Vauxhall. Stuart Calder, after that moment, heading into the pits now. I wonder whether that was driver error or whether he was caught out by the brakes. All of that promoting Sarah Franklin up the overall order. The only car in Class B, so she will win that. And across the start-finish line again with Luke Caudle, winding the car right up to speed, and then heading down into Old Hall. Long, fast approach, vital exit. Carry the speed over the brow. So many blind brows here at Oulton Park.
Well, it's not going in a straight line. I came off. It's not going in a straight line anymore.
Problems for Stuart Calder. Sounds like he was caught out by the car. Joe Girling, the race leader, now by a couple of seconds from Gary Duckman. Oh, and there's the other Courtney Sports Vauxhall Astra VXR. That's Martin Johnson. The team worked on it after the race started, and they have sent him out. He won't be classified, I don't think. But this early stage of the season, everybody needs to get some miles on the car. For the other Courtney Sport car, Joe Girling, looking very strong here indeed. And the last lap orders out for Joe Girling. He's coming up to lap Sarah Franklin for a second time. Yorkshire boy leading the race. Caudle here in third place, former Mini racing champion. Mini's also on the card at Oulton Park. It's their traditional season opening venue. They've returned here this year. Meanwhile, as you can see in front, that is the Renault Megane of Anthony Williams, just in front of Joe Girling. Coming up almost to lap the Megane as well. Really having a flying start to the season, Joe Girling. If he can repeat that sort of performance elsewhere, then he will be uncatchable. More with Sarah Franklin climbing up to Hilltop. Drop down here into the Knickerbrook chicane, now named after Superbike ace Steve Hislop. His chicane. Joe Girling romping away, clear of Gary Duckman. Duckman, the Londoner, in one of the two Seat Leons that made the start. John Robbins from Stratford-on-Avon, rolling his car in practice before the weekend got underway proper. His Seat Leon too badly damaged to make the race. Anthony Williams in that Renault Megane in fourth place. Coming round to lap him. Joe Girling will take the checkered flag to win his first race of the season. So first visit to Oulton Park, pole position and the race win, comfortably from Gary Duckman. In the end, 6.3 seconds between them. Sarah Franklin takes the Class B win, 2 laps behind the leader. It'll be Luke Caudle in his Seat Leon, teammate to Gary Duckman, who stands on the podium first time out in the production touring car trophy here with 3rd position. 37 Stuart Calder in the pits, a couple of laps behind. Martin Johnson only completed 6 laps at the end of the race. So confirmation, Joe Girling, the race winner. Gary Duckman, Luke Caudle joining him on the podium. Sarah Franklin tops Class B. So winners garland for Joe Girling. First time victory to start the season.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with that result. We were quite strong in testing yesterday, so to come in and do qualifying like that, really quite happy with that one. And to lights to flag in race 1, it's excellent way for us to open the season.
Any changes to the car, or you're quite happy as it is?
I'm quite happy with the car as it is. Last 4 laps of that race, I had no clutch, so I was stuck in 4th gear. So the guys have got some work to do to get it ready for race 2. But now they should be on it by now, and hopefully they'll, get there with it. So I'll be out there again for race 2.
Had a pretty good start, I thought, but Joe managed to stay ahead, and I managed to hold on to him for a few laps. Then he managed to pull away a little bit as I was defending from Luke, who was running pretty close in 3rd. And then I think towards the end of the race, Joe started suffering a bit of a brake problem, certainly down into Ireland. I thought I'd be able to reel him back in, but I don't know, he must have nursed it pretty well because I couldn't catch him. He did very well, fair play to him.
3rd place, you were battling with Gary there for most of the race?
Yeah, we pushed hard at the beginning. New experience for us as production touring car, so we pushed hard at the beginning, pretty much fried the tyres, so unfortunately we had nothing left towards the end of the race, so we just had to settle for 2nd in race 1.
Class B won by Sarah Franklin in the diminutive Fiat Abarth.
I've always loved Oulton, and it's great to just get out in the Abarth again after a sort of year doing something different, and it just went really well today. I know obviously I'm the only one in the class, so that's not great, but it was mainly to see if I can get faster and faster, and I think I knocked something like 4 seconds off from qualifying that time, so I can't complain.
Disappointing for Derby's Steve Johnson, retiring with mechanical malady.
Steve, you're having a great battle out there, but what was the problem?
Well, it was the same problem that happened in qualifying. We thought we'd found a problem with the turbocharger leaking oil on the inlet side, so we managed to get the guys to replace the turbocharger. We got a great start. We did everything we could do with the car. We put the car in the right place, down cascades, all the way through up to Ireland, and then the same problem started to happen again.
Is it a problem do you think you can fix? Do you think the boys will get to the bottom of it?
I sincerely hope so, yeah. We're hoping we found something that may relate to the same problem, but we didn't change in the first instance this morning. So they've got the parts, they've gone to get the kit to fix it, we're going to fix it, and we're going to get out for the start.